And everybody's coming in and everybody's coming in.
Come on in.
Welcome, everybody, to the Dream Show. We're a little short-handed here tonight, but that doesn't mean we're not going to be working hard to analyze your dreams. Yeah.
Oh my God. Diane reminded me to check to make sure I was streaming, which I set it all up. Am I streaming?
I don't see it. I don't see
See
it.
that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
didn't stream I set it up, but the Akashic didn't stream either. Yet when
Oh.
I looked earlier,
Mm-hmm.
both of those were in
They
motion.
were in there. Wow.
They were in the live list.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that we're only streaming on my show that tonight,
That's
not
okay.
even on Terry's. I didn't stream it to Terry's because
No.
she's not here.
Yeah.
And Callie is taking a break, going to Joshua Tree. So there's just the two of us. But we're looking forward to helping you this evening. And yeah. No stream, Diane G
It'll
says.
be
Yeah.
easier to follow the chat with only having to
That's,
watch.
well, that's very true. That's very true. So I've put in some dreams before I came in. One will be, and we'll read them. One will be CJ Dem, different CJ, and she's here. We also have Sonia Claiborne here, and she had one, and Anya Ashdown had one before we got here. And then Paul put something in. So we'll talk about that. And anybody else wants to put anything in? Yeah, we're glad to have everybody here. Diane and Paul and Charlie and Sonia and Linda and Diane G and Mary Starshine and Maureen, Ginny, Jackie, Mickey, Jackie B, Mary Starshine. I think I said that. Sorry. Sherry's here. Hi, Sherry. Let's see who else. Christine Fryer. And yeah. It's wonderful to have you all here. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Yeah, we're happy you're here. So yeah, it's been quite a busy 4 or 5 days on the planet. I'm hoping everybody who is in the LA area, first of all, is safe and well, and that I unify with you. And I'm sure Diana does too. We all feel we are all LA. And and I love the Marine Corps, but they shouldn't have been sent in. So I'm just going to leave that there. And yeah, I know. Yep. So somebody just has to stir the pot 24/7. Hi, Jane. How are you? It's good to see you too. Yeah. So let's dream a bit. Let's dream a bit and see what. And I'm really have you had any really big ones in the last few days?
Me? I had one last week that was 3 days before I got these children rescued and out of
Oh.
this brothel. And then,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, craziness. And then
Uh-huh.
last night was this major healing dream.
Oh,
Major
good.
dream. I was, I'm not sure who it was, so I haven't even drawn it yet, but I was just lying next to, maybe it was Runji, I don't know who it was. It felt like a Palladian.
Uh-huh.
And there was an embrace, but it was nothing romantic. And it was just like, finally,
Okay.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
End of the tunnel. Okay. Wow.
And
Ice
then
is now messing. Ice is now messing with Omaha, and I did get the thing that Ice was messing around. Was it Colorado? I'm not sure. Somewhere like that. Yeah.
they did
So
something in New York with somebody on vacation visiting, and
oh, that was an Argentinian woman. Yes.
took her
Yes.
off the street and left a 12-year-old child in the middle of New York alone.
Oh, wow. I know. And yeah, she kept saying, my Mihika, my Hija, but it means my daughter, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Pamela. I got yours. Hi, Sherry. Wonderful to see you. Ice was in Oklahoma. Oh, geez. Hello, Old Silver. Great to see you too. Ice equals the Proud Boys. No kidding. And the Boogaloos and all the others. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really bad, really bad. But how I was just on with Deborah Zacco half an hour or so ago, and she said that Newsom has redeemed himself. I didn't know that he went on Joe Rogan and was
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was awful. So he has redeemed himself.
He
People,
has. And
yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah. He was trying to play two sides against the middle, and he found out that he can't.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
absolutely. Yeah. So welcome to all those, including those I may not have said hello to. There's just Diana and I here tonight, and we're here to work with you. And so we'll go ahead and start so we can, oh dear, what happened to this one? Went backwards. It's
yeah.
backwards. All right. So I'm going to read it as best I can. This is the beginning of it.
Okay.
A dream that CJ Dem had 40 years ago. Would like to take a look at it. I'm not sure if that's been too long a period or not. But if you still remember this, this is an important dream. I just have to tell
Very
you that.
important.
Yeah. So wanted to give us some backstory. About 40 years ago, I met my future husband. We lived many states apart. We decided I would move to Michigan so we could be together.
And now,
Well,
where are you? Where are
yeah,
you? Because you're still here.
Diana. I know
I'm
Diana's in
in
Michigan.
Champlain Township.
Uh-huh. So she says, the day I arrived in Michigan, I decided to lay down for a nap due to the long plane ride getting there. I fell asleep and dreamt that three fluorescent blue human-shaped figures entered the room I was napping in, and they were completely blue fluorescent beings. The kicker is I could see they were human. There were three generations, grandpa, his son, and his grandson. The grandson, I'd say, was about 10. He very excitedly said, she's here. She's here. They flew over to me, looking at me, and I could see the grandson had Dennis, the menace type of hair, sticking up, and the son that then sat next to me. It seemed to be studying the details of my, now where the heck did the rest of this go? Let me go back to my email. Okay, I'm going to have to read it from here because there's a lot that was left out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My future husband, oh, I'm sorry. The son sat next to me and he seemed to be studying the details of my face in order to report back. My future husband began heading to the door, letting me know the dinner was ready. They saw him coming and they immediately, very quickly began to leave the room. The grandson didn't want to leave. They raised their voices and said, we must go now. The grandson rushed through the doorway, missing the opening, and his head went through the wall above the doorway. I got the sense they were sent by others to see who I was and were to report back. I felt the others were the women in the family. I did not sense them living in the house. I felt they lived down the road or someplace else. I wasn't quite sure. That's the end of my dream. My husband and I are still together. We've had 2 children and 4 grandchildren. We are still living in the house where the dream took place. We moved from this house 3 times, rented it out, and always returned as though maybe this is where we are meant to be. By the way, I've never seen those beings again. We do love our quaint little house and veggie patch. All right. Thank you, CJ.
And I
That's
have
quite a
chills.
dream. Yeah.
I have chills on this because those are Palladians that you saw visiting, most humanoid, right? That
Mm-hmm.
look so much like us. And yeah, they're checking you out because of your husband's star seeds to make sure that everything is going to be copacetic, to bless the
Uh-huh.
house, protect the house. I don't know what year this was for you, but I also get a feeling that Father Casey was involved, and he's Michigan's saint, and
Oh,
um, this is if this really happened. And we here in Michigan get a lot of activity and have over and over. Everybody does around here, around
okay.
the US and all over the earth. But
Right.
there is a lot of visibility here
Okay.
in Michigan.
Hmm. Yeah.
They're drawn for places to, escape and have bases in the Great
Under the
Lakes.
ground. Yep. Yep. But because they were blue also, then that's Palladian. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Um, I pulled some cards. What I got was reconnect. You know these people, and they were reconnecting with you. And it's the men that seem to be the ones that are the most interested. I think they were welcoming you. And the fact that you keep going back to the house, even if you've left, there's something about it that's drawing you back. They were welcoming you, but they were afraid perhaps your husband might not understand.
Well, and that's the blessing on that land, on that house. It's
Okay.
why you haven't sold it. It's why you've only
Yeah.
left to rent it out and then come back, and yet you're still there.
Right.
Now,
Right. Yep. That's interesting.
may I ask what year this occurred? Oh, 40 years ago.
40
Hello.
years ago. Yeah. So it would be 80s, the 80s, like 85, no, 86, 86, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I love that.
Just before I left, and that was
Okay.
went and lived in Virginia from 1988 for 30 years. And
Okay.
and just before I left, I was
Mm-hmm.
in Royal Oak, living in Royal Oak then, and I saw my last visitation here in Michigan, and then moved to Virginia.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Carolyn Booker, you're here if you need me. Good. Anything that you want to add to the conversation about any of these, let us know. We love you and love to have you here.
Yep.
Yeah. See the world the way you want it to be. I love that. Okay. Wowee. So I did get that reconnection for you. And then I have calm. They said, just, and you were calm. I'm feeling they thought you were calm. And even when they all had to leave, but they wanted you to remember them. And I think they'll come back. Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. I
And
couldn't
there's
have known that one.
Auburn Hills High, right?
Yeah. 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 And you can ask them to actually, CJ. You can say, wonderful blue beings from Pleiades. I still here in this house. And if you want to show up in my dreams, I'd love to know what's going on and put your protection around you. I don't think it's negative at all. I think it's a really good.
No
Yeah.
malice intent at all. I
Yeah.
feel that they're still checking on you just by,
Yeah.
you just don't know it. Looks
Yeah.
like your house. Oh, I
Mhm.
just hit it somewhere in the deck. Awesome.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Well,
I know. Isn't that great? Yeah. Yeah,
we,
you can if you want to, dear, only because it would be awesome. And, it may take some time. You may not get immediate. But yes, Mary Starshine, she is part of the star family. We all, yeah. And I heard this somewhere that, I don't know, I was in the car and I heard somebody say that all star seeds, not everybody that's on Earth is a star seed, and I thought all of us were.
I'd have to find some research that says otherwise.
I know. I thought we all had at least some lifetimes in the stars, but
We are stardust. We
we
are
are
gold.
stardust. Yeah,
We are billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to
yeah,
get ourselves back to the garden.
that's right. And actually, that's exactly what she has, a veggie patch, she said. So
Yeah.
there you go.
You
Oh,
at Whole Foods in Rochester and have some lunch off of off their whatever that is, salad stuff.
yeah. Lauren wonders, is there a possibility of a portal or wormhole near her home?
They're all
Yeah.
over here. Michigan is
Yeah.
loaded with ley lines, first of all.
Uh-huh.
We have Stonehenges. We have many, many mounds. The Irish Hills aren't all hills. They are mounds, burial mounds, ancient mounds. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I've been
Stand,
to Michigan before, but I've never spent any time in Michigan. And it would be nice to come and spend time there and,
yeah,
the lakes and stuff. Yeah,
bring
it's
out
it's
the
awesome.
dog.
Come on down. Oh. Anyway, CJ, thank you for showing us and giving us the dream and
Yeah.
waiting to hear back about it. And yeah, um, that's really awesome. All right. So I hope these other ones come up and are not. Now I'm missing some. Oh my goodness. Why does that happen?
Uh-oh.
All
CJ
right.
says she has a pic of a portal taken by a trail cam.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Really? I
Yeah,
love that.
I'm over here by Seven Lakes, and I
Uh-huh.
go a lot, and I walk in the woods around Big Seven,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like time hopping all the time going in through there.
Yeah.
Those woods, yeah,
Wow. All right. Well,
beautiful.
it wiped out all of the things I put in before the show started. So
Oh,
and I'll get to you, Paul, I promise. But we have other people that had given me stuff. So I'm just gonna put in this is Sonia,
okay.
Claiborne's Dream, which I sent along to you, Diana. So let's see if I can get
Yeah.
to it. Oh my goodness. I would love you to send the picture to my email so we can see that portal.
Yeah.
We may not, we can do it next week or something. If you send it, that would be wonderful. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start this dream. I would have a repeating dream when I was a child, maybe 4 or 5. In this dream and in life, I was tasked to go to the laundry from the washroom, which was outside of the house. There was no light in there. However, there was a small window from the bathroom that would light the room. My mother always kept doll parts, the arms and legs and heads and bodies, if they were plastic, so she could make new dolls out of those parts. In the dream, I was doing my routine of gathering the laundry to bring back into the house, and the doll parts turned into my grandma Claiborne, my mother's mother, I guess. I'm sorry. Did it end again? All right, I've got to go back in here. Sorry. I want to make sure we get the finish of it. Yeah, that's what happened. All right. Uh, oh, the doll parts turned into my grandma Claiborne and my mom. They would turn into witches and come flying at me, and I would run, and I would get 20 feet away from there and turn to come toward the front of the house, at which time I was being chased by a tiger, trying to turn around from this tiger now. And I looked at the kitchen door, and my brother is standing in the kitchen popping popcorn. I get his attention, but I'm unable to do so. Then I wake up. The dream would seem to be about 4 times a night, almost every night, where I was terrified. My siblings would call me a witch even to this day because I was born on Halloween night in 64. What was the meaning? My grandparents were all born in the late 1800s from Kentucky and Tennessee. My grandma would help me to understand the old wives' tales, but truly they were they wives' tales or really oneness with Mother Earth and magic? Oh my. My
Wow.
grandparents were born in the late 1800s. I feel like I have a simpatico person here.
Well,
Wow.
mine too.
Yours
Mine
too?
was born
Yeah. Yeah.
even like in 1860.
That's about 1859, I think one of them was. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Um,
there's no old wives' tale, is exactly what you had said. This is
yes.
connection to Mother Earth. These are the true ways of healing us, is using what she provides for us because we are of her. We
Uh-huh.
breathe, we drink her, right?
Right.
So of
Right.
course be eating from her, that's our best support, right?
Right.
And I have to say that while I was reading it on in my email,
Hmm.
I kept seeing the orange tiger even before I got to that point.
Oh, you did?
This tiger really existed. This is a past life memory. You have always been connected with the grandmother and the mother.
Uh-huh.
They've been your mother, relatives, siblings in other lives, and that in you
Mhm.
isn't really a negative thing. It's a very
Yeah.
positive. And it was an orange tiger. Awesome. It's a very
Okay.
positive thing to have the skills to work with what Gaia provides us, what grandmother Earth provides us,
Do
Mother Earth.
you think that it just because she was such a young child that the idea of her grandmother and mother turning into witches scared her more than because yeah,
Right, more than
probably.
the reality of it.
Right.
And there had to be a lot of taunting in your childhood because you have a Halloween birthday, you know?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So
Yep.
children are
Mhm.
cruel.
Wow.
And if your
Wow.
grandparents were born in the 1800s, then we're about the same age. I get it.
Okay. Wow. I get synchronicity.
Uh,
And the fact that you remembered this dream so vividly, Sonia, and it's still it niggles at you, if you know what I mean. It's like I think it was the beginnings of you realizing that this was in the family because if your uncle was also a witch, that you have the gift basically. So, yeah, wow,
well, and I drew some cards from the cottage, and the first thing I got was winter, but look at the house,
yeah,
right?
wow,
So
yeah,
that right there, walking up to that, is like, oh, this is going to be fun. And
mm-hmm,
what kind of sounds did you hear?
yeah,
That has to be important. This came up. There was no light, but you knew you were okay. There was enough coming out of the bathroom,
yeah.
which means the bathroom was outside with this laundry as well,
Oh,
which
probably
takes us
because
back to
yeah.
an old-fashioned house,
Well, yes. See, Keith had an outhouse for the first 10 or 15 years of his life. So yeah, in
right?
Kentucky. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
But that was home. That was
Yeah.
what you called home,
Right.
definitely.
Yep.
And you've reached the age where even though they still call you witch,
Mm-hmm.
you approve
That's
because you
awesome.
understand.
Oh, you still live in the house? Oh my goodness.
They
Wow.
is your home,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And what kind of sounds do you hear now?
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah,
probably have all your clairs going while you're still there, you know?
probably.
And
Yes.
so everything that
Uh-huh.
creaks during the winter when the
Yeah.
wind blows, but the fact that you know that it's not an old wives' tale, you're working with the
Right.
medicine Gaia provides
Right.
us, right?
That's right. And yes, Carolyn, I had her comment up, but the lessons are still being learned, and she will
Sure.
always remember that dream. Yep.
Yep.
And they're saying here it brought you some you had to have compassion for your kids that calling you that all the time. They must have
Right.
known something. You know what's funny is the popcorn sounds funny, but your brother's just doing he's just living his life and he's not able to see the things you can
Yeah.
see.
He's
Yeah.
just enjoying the show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. But time like Michael Jackson, just enjoying eating the
Oh,
popcorn.
see that?
Mhm.
She says she's always
Mhm.
trying to figure out
Figure
the
out the
sound.
sounds. Okay.
So
Okay.
listening, they'll start making themselves clearer to you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Rossi, you too have something that confirms both lines in your family are witchy, including the males. There you go. I really do think we get drawn into, of course, our contracts and our ancestral line, but we also get drawn into the past life memories that had those events. Yeah.
Well, in all of this elevation that we're going through,
Hmm.
we're remembering ourselves.
We are remembering
It
ourselves.
isn't, okay, so quick.
Mhm.
The protons that are emitted from the sun, when they get through the ionization band, they screw with our DNA.
Uh-huh.
Now, big business, in the business of pharmacy, in the
Mm-hmm.
business of food, has also screwed with our DNA.
Yep.
So
Yep.
these big ones coming through now are doing what? Are they helping us return our DNA to what we used to be? That's
Everything recycles, you know, ashes
yeah,
to ashes, dust to dust. Yeah.
that's a
Interesting.
question for next week. I hope we have an answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So Anya, are you here? If you're not, I'm going to go to Paul's, but we can come back to yours. Apparently, it just all the things I posted went away. So,
Oh, no.
yeah, yeah,
What,
yes, it is healing us. Lauren said, okay.
was one of the dreams from Anya?
One of them is, yeah, yep. It
I
was
have,
later. You have three, don't you?
uh-huh.
Okay.
I
You.
I do have, I can just open up my email for you if you
Oh
need
no,
me.
I can do that too, but I don't
Oh,
know if she's here, and I was
oh,
waiting for her to be here. That's all.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I did see the other two were here. Old
Okay.
Silver says, my mother told me my grandmother had it, and so does she, but she's dark. Okay. Are you saying she's a dark witch? Is that what you mean? Um, wow.
That
All
old
right.
black magic has me in its spell.
Wow. All right. So I'll keep my eye out for you, Anya, if she's not here yet. We've got others that have their dreams up. So let's get to that. Let me see. Oh, now there's the Anya dream. So I do have it.
Okay.
Whoops. I don't want to go there. Sorry. What am I doing?
I don't know.
All
You've
right.
got
So it was
control.
Paul. It was Paul. And Paul just got back. I had a great trip to California with his past, and they have decided that they're just going to be best friends, and that's great. So, but they had a
Yep.
great trip. Yep, it's all good. So he heard a voice as he was sleeping. It was singing "Close to You" by Karen Carpenter. My grandmother Wilma used to sing that to me when I was a kid, so that was her. And he said that I was hearing, um, or some, oh, was it her that I was hearing or somebody else? Sorry. Yeah.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, yes,
She was
grandma's love
nourishing you.
first,
Yeah.
right? And
Uh-huh.
that song is a
Oh,
comforting song to you. Oh,
that's
her
why.
birthday Friday. I
That's
got
why,
chills.
Paul.
She's
Yeah.
here right now.
Woo. Yeah, she
She's here.
waited till you got home.
Oh,
That's what she did. She wanted to make sure you heard her. Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yes. She has broken beyond all barriers, and you heard it, and she's coming
Yep.
back to
Oh,
talk to you
wow.
about it more.
Yeah.
So, yep, be open to receive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She said, I didn't want to bother you while you were on your trip. So I just waited and I came in when you got home.
Oh, the
Wow.
chills are still with me.
I know.
Thank you,
I
Wilma.
got the chills too. And I get her passion. It was her passion. She knew you'd know it was her. And she said, I may have transitioned, but I'm right here.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool, Paul. Yeah. Oh, wow. I got goosebumps galore here. Hello,
Yeah.
Deanne.
And
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Wowee. That's
awesomeness.
very
Hello.
cool. Very cool. All right. So just let me, if anybody sees Anya, just let me know. All right. There's Sonia's dream. All right. So we got Ginny next.
Okay.
I was
Hi.
walking with someone in the hallway and I passed an open door. I said, shh, Harrison Ford is sleeping. Then I walked back and Harrison grabbed me and he hugged me and said he missed me. He looked like he was in his 30s. In full disclosure, I met him in 1996 in DC and saw him 10 years later walking toward Georgetown.
You know
Wow.
what? That's a perfect description of what I was talking about with you earlier, was him. And after all, he is Han Solo.
Well, he was that, and he was the guy that did the thing in the ancient runes, right? Didn't he do that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Wow. Well, what I got for you is freedom. And because you've seen him in DC, I don't know. I think he's telling you that everybody's going to heal from what's going on and not to worry about it. And I don't know if that's true or not. What I do know is that you brought him in as a 30-year-old, or that you saw him as a younger man.
So,
Go ahead.
Jenny, I think that there is a very strong thread that he recognized. He is a brilliant man.
Uh-huh.
And I think that he has recognized the silver thread that runs between your souls that, you know, might have given him the talent to be Han Solo and understand it and, that whole science fiction routine, but there's more to it than that.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, I think he recognized that. So there is some vague memory of those moments still in him as well.
Wow. That's beautiful.
This
That's
card
beautiful.
says create,
Yeah.
continue to create your own channel with him.
Uh-huh.
If it feels like it's just imagination, guess what? He may be calling upon that too for other support from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. I love it. Give me a hug and I have a thing for James Spader, but 1980s James Spader, not the current,
Oh
not
yeah,
the current one. So if I had to dream about him, that'd be from the 80s. So, like Sex, Lies, and Videotape, or one of those wonderful
yeah.
movies he was in. But yeah, you're welcome, Ginny. Yeah, that's something else. All right, so Anya just came in. Anya, I
Yay.
was waiting for you to see that you were here. So let
Yeah,
me
it's good
get.
to see you, Ginny.
Mhm. Just before waking this morning, I had a dream or a vision. I was sleeping and woke up because it seemed that the ceiling was suddenly leaking in a few places. I could see the roundish dark stain on the ceiling. It had been fine up until that point, and suddenly this was happening. Typing this right now, I'm not 100% sure if they were cement tiles that were breaking apart and planned replacing them with regular shingles or vice versa, but I'm thinking they were cement and they were breaking apart, which makes sense if I try to interpret the dream. I think
So
it's take action, don't you? Don't you
yeah,
think it's take action? Yeah.
take action, but this is also a crossover. Remember the dream I had where I recognized that Todd Rundgren looks like my Runji, my Palladian chauffeur.
Okay.
And this was back in March. And there's a lot to connect here because that dream, I saw a dam breaking, but when Blatton was flattened, it looked just like what I saw in the dream. And
Oh,
they're under the threat of a dam breaking. Now, I don't know what the recent news is on there, but two more um, towns within 13 kilometers of Blatton are under that same threat because that's where that cliff is going to break off and that debris is going to come to them and that blocks up the lakes which block up the dam which could honestly break.
mm. What's Neptune doing right now?
Well, he's still in Aries, but he's
Okay.
about to go retrograde. Let me tell you.
Okay. Well, the reason, water is what, yeah. And I mean, I feel like um it's a warning sign to change those tiles or whatever they are, but at the same time, um a leaky roof, right? Leaky roof. Um hmm,
It could
I
also
don't
be
know.
a
What do you
foretaste
got?
of her own roof. having problems? How has the wind been where you're living? Have they
Oh, the
ripped
wind?
Has it
Okay.
ripped shingles off? And then we're going to get storms, and then you're going to find big troubles. I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe I didn't put the retrogrades in here. Well, because I've got them on another paper.
Uh-huh.
Neptune's going to
Well,
go retrograde, and Saturn will as well. And then he's going to, both of them will go back into um, Aries.
I like this explanation. A breakthrough from long-held beliefs. And
Oh,
what is the ceiling but
what
the
you believe.
crown? Yeah.
See, you found it yourself.
You are frozen, Diana. Okay. So
I am?
what you said, yeah, you were for a few minutes. So she found it herself, is what you said? Okay.
Yeah, she
Right.
found that's a beautiful answer. That makes more
It
sense,
really is.
quite
You're
honestly.
absolutely right. So what that tells me is that's the best answer anyway, because it's your dream and not ours. And so look at the amount of understanding of symbology that's being unearthed for everybody who before never paid any attention to what they were doing.
Right?
So it thrills me. Yeah, it thrills me. Yep, yep. And so water weakens it, but water's also emotion. But the ceiling,
Hard.
yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
hard to let go of long-held beliefs.
It is. Yes, it is. Yep,
It can be so.
absolutely. Wow. Wow. It surely does. And Rossi said emotional dam breaks. All right. I like that. Very good. What did Peter come up with, honey? Peter came up with that. The thing you said earlier, Carolyn? Okay. Yay, Peter. Thank you. Water is
Yes.
also power. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Neptune stations retrograde on the 4th of July. Uh-oh. Remember that date.
Yeah.
Saturn
Yeah.
goes retrograde on July 13th. So a month from now, they're going to go backwards. They won't be out of Aries right away, but they're going to go back.
Diana, is your email OILPNTR at AOL?
Yes.
It is? Okay. I'm putting that in there for you, CJ Dem, so you can contact Diana. She was asking. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like this too. So yeah, it's higher self break. Very good, everybody.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful.
Breaking the ceiling, breaking
Yeah.
the whole protection.
Yeah.
Higher
And
mind.
well, the funniest thing is that my mother used to always say, what is it? Day dawns on Marblehead. It just reminded me of that.
Marblehead, Ohio.
It's breaking through.
Take you higher.
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Sly died
Yep.
yesterday.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah. They're all leaving us. What the hell? There's a rock and roll heaven. You know they got a hell of a band.
Yep.
Oh
my God.
wow.
Even Benny
Yeah.
Goodman did that one.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Anya. You answered your own question, but I love that you brought it to us and made sense of it. And look at how high that lifts you. So there you go, girl.
That's the best. That's the best for sure.
All right, Pamela Anderson. 2 nights in a row, I had dreams of people having babies, twins. One set of babies I realized were also lizards, hybrids. I felt it had to do with Galactic Beings hybrid program.
Yeah, I mean, go again. You see, there is disclosure. They're just giving it straight to us.
Yeah, they are. There's there's so much going on, and it has been going on, and will continue to go on. Yeah, but so I'm wondering if the hybrid. That was that thing I was listening to the other day, and they were saying that the hybrid program is sort of stalled right now. That they're mostly working with not hybrids, and
Keeping human, because they need the human strain as well
right.
for
There's
our
an awful
future.
lot of lizards down here on the planet right now.
Well, and it's confused as to who is who, because
You're
some of them
absolutely
are
right.
good and
Yeah.
some of them are not.
Yep.
We can't
Okay.
put all Drax is as an issue. You
Mhm.
can't put anybody from Orion as a problem child because they are not.
Right.
They
Right.
come here and get trapped just like Palladians, right?
Yep.
And
That's true.
fall prey to the sins of man.
Uh-huh. Yep. That's
Such is
wonderful.
what happened to Elvis. He's
Yep.
from Rigel, the star
Look what I
Rigel.
got. I got Pamela is able to foresee what's coming or what's happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Yep. So they
So,
trust you. They trust you.
right? Do you know anybody? Have you heard of anybody pregnant?
Ah,
Dreams of
yes.
pregnancies and births can also
Hi,
mean
Thomas. Yeah. Tom.
It's just a lot to ponder.
Yeah. Lot to ponder. Yeah. Absolutely.
With the rising,
Absolutely.
but the truth is going to set us free.
Absolutely. It will whenever it gets here.
Yeah.
She says she hasn't, but okay. All right.
Okay.
Thomas, I hope you're doing better. Last I heard, you were back in the hospital, and I just want to say I hope you're feeling better and sending you lots of
Oh,
love. Yeah. It's
sorry.
nice to see you. Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. This is a great dream, and I want to thank you for sharing it. I dreamt I checked myself into a mental institute for a 3-day weekend. But we're living in a mental institute. So you wanted a break from the craziness is what it was, Linda. You wanted a 3-day weekend away from all the ding ding. Yeah.
The zoo. The inmate running the institution.
Absolutely. They said to forgive yourself for taking a break. It was well deserved. Free food and drink and a bed. Yes.
Yeah. Nothing better than a little self-compassion.
Very restful. There you go, girl. Yeah.
Very restful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your time to reconnect with you.
Oh, that is really, thank you for sharing that, because I think all of us feel that way, actually. When we do need a break and a rest. Yeah, it's a lot quieter in a mental institution, as Rossi says. It is. It is. And you can be crazy and nobody will care because they're all like that.
Won't even notice.
Who's delusional now? I love it. Yep, lunatics running the asylum. Absolutely. Oh my God. Hinda says, not a very great place to take a vacation, but I can understand why you feel this way. The lunatics are running the asylum. And look what Amanda says. The lunatics are on the grass, Pink Floyd said.
Yeah. Amanda, because it's going in my head.
I knew it would. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Linda, that's great.
And if you can hear me,
yeah,
you might feel a little prick.
Diana, you probably could address this question. Since the moon gives special powers to women to use for healing, nurturing, and guiding people, I'm a Sagittarius. Can I get a vision from spirit for this strawberry full moon?
Well, I have a Sagittarius moon, so yeah. So for you, it's a new moon in your chart, right?
Okay.
It's going to be in your sign. How many degrees of Sagittarius are you? I think the moon is at 21 degrees for this new moon, or
Okay.
maybe a little bit farther along than that. So that would be good knowledge to have. The closer it is, the bigger the connection.
Uh-huh.
New beginning coming your way. It may be emotional. It may not
Uh-huh.
be something that's easy to let go of for you at this time because it's got this emotional connection going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know where your Venus is? That could be a big help if it's in a comfortable aspect. And then the transiting Venus.
Mm-hmm. I would say she could ask for it to come,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
yes, changes are healing.
Yeah.
Change, it's just like the tower moment may feel horrible, but boy, what a relief once you get all the debris.
Yeah, it's like if you got a gas bubble and you get to let it go somewhere, no one's
Yeah, right.
around.
Under the blanket. Laughing.
And then you find out someone's behind you and you go, oh my God, no.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
SPD.
It is a release, definitely. It's definitely a release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I
You.
have to share this because we're talking about Linda going to the mental hospital. Mary Thornberry, plenty of room at the Hotel California.
California. Exactly.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Champagne's on ice, baby.
And you can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave, right? Oh my God, you guys are great. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Paul. Oh, there you go. You're an 18 Sag Sun, Venus in Capricorn.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Amanda, though. That's not Deanne. Deanne was the one asking that, just so
Oh,
you know.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you too, Amanda. Watch for some more emotional things coming your way.
All right. Well, you're not much for crying. Sometimes it's
No,
important to
yeah,
yeah.
you probably aren't because you're a
Mhm.
Sagittarius. You're gonna cry, but you're not gonna you're gonna gallop. That's
Uh-huh.
that's the you let your tears fall.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't let anybody see you cry. That's
Okay.
such.
That's my daughter. Right. Hit the nail right on the head. Yep. Yep. She
Her
does
daughter,
cry, but she doesn't want anybody to see her. Yeah.
no, her daughter's got what, 9 planets in Sagittarius?
Something like that. Yeah. She's quadruple
Yeah,
Sag.
right. There's a whole
Uh-huh.
train all in one sign.
Oh my
This
goodness.
train's bound for glory. This train.
Lauren says the Syrians have also made the water on Earth sacred again, and it's developing a powerful crystalline energy to help us find our personal and collective truths. Thank you
You
for
know,
sharing.
and this is
Yeah.
what we keep uh, using the term crystalline energy is what is going on to us in our elevation back to 5D. We've been
Uh,
there, but
uh-huh.
some changed the whole path and put us on this other
Yeah.
trail
Yep.
that so many of us fight against and just give in to survival.
Yep. Well, thanks for sharing that, Lauren. I appreciate it. I do. Um, Thomas said, I had a lot of dreams of past ancestors while in the hospital recovering from abscess surgery. It had me concerned. Well, I don't blame you. Did you think you were getting visitations? I think they came to see if you were okay,
Right.
but they weren't ready to take you anywhere.
No, they're on the other side with the healing energy that you say, all healed now. And I'm so glad for you, hon.
Me too, Thomas. Me too. What the really cool thing is, and I can understand why you'd be concerned, because usually we start to see our ancestors when we're ready to leave. But what I love about it is that you had them come to your side when you needed them most, and yeah, they helped heal you. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, that's all we have.
Wow.
Although Lauren has another thing here. The strawberry moon is considered a powerful time for manifestation, cleansing, and setting intentions for the future. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, it's the middle moon. It's
The middle
moon.
moon. Yeah. Are we having some kind of a an eclipse coming up soon?
Yes, that's another one.
This month, or is this later in the summer? Isn't it usually later in the summer?
Libra.
Okay.
Libra and then Scorpio. And then gosh, I have them written down, but I don't have them.
That's all right, Diana. You weren't expecting to be asked that question. I just wondered, just off the top of your head, if we were, because it makes sense. We get eclipses coming in. Yeah.
But I was thinking about that earlier today because we had it in August last year. So I believe that we get it later this year, and so it'll be Libra. But don't quote me right now. Oh, I could look it up.
Yeah, you could. What did you
Hello.
want to know about July 4th, Amanda? Because you're traveling. All right. You were always told you were too emotional, cry for days when I lose someone close. I don't blame you, Old Silver. I do too. And you felt a huge presence this weekend, and you felt the huge energy. Okay, we'll look at it in a minute, Rossi. Okay. I know.
We have September 7th, 2025.
Okay.
So it's still, it'll be Virgo.
Okay.
But that'll be Virgo. And then the solar eclipse comes on September 21st, which is Libra. And that is also the shortest, the equinox. Sorry.
Oh, the equinox. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Rossi, you felt it, and Christine felt it. Okay. So let's do this one first, and then Rossi has a question, and a lot of people are feeling it. We'll get to that next. All right. Stefan Burns did a great video of that, Amanda, I guess on the 4th. Okay. Good night, Paul.
Good night, Paul.
Yeah. So it's just really what might be to look for
On
the 4th of July. Yeah. I hope you're not flying though, Amanda. You're driving down to your mother's or something. Flying, I just I don't feel comfortable with it myself, but.
So we have Venus conjunct Uranus in Gemini.
Okay.
Venus goes into Gemini that day. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Uranus is going to be at 1 degree in the door of Gemini.
Okay.
And then we have Neptune stationing retrograde. So Uranus is actually still at 0 degrees. 29 degrees and 52 minutes of solar arc. So they're at 0 degrees together. Venus is going to slow down as she goes through there. And I believe that Uranus is going to be slower still, and a couple days behind that. Oh, that's June. July is, Uranus goes directly in on the 7th. So those 3 days are going to be intense. Both of those planets are standing in power. One is standing in the power of looking forward with love and new beginnings. Uranus is at 29 degrees of Taurus. It's a fixed planet, and it is in a fixed sign because it's in Taurus. So it's just like, I know what I want to have happen, right? And
so you may encounter some people traveling that will be one way or the other. Is
Mhm.
that what we're getting at? Okay.
That's what we're getting at. So
Okay.
let me through, let me through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Venus soul doesn't want the conflict. As the baby at 0 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
less, think about that as um, less maturity, so you can have a temper tantrum, but you're an infant. You're 0 degrees,
That
right?
tells
So,
me a lot about you know who on the 4th of July.
oh, and,
Yeah.
and Mars is
Uh-huh.
conjuncted Mars, and that makes it this time through now and into July a very difficult time. The
Uh-huh.
bad things that are the worst of it could be all right now because Mars is conjunct his Mars. Anyway, so where are you going for this travel? You know,
Oh, yeah.
like
Okay.
always, be very
Yeah.
conscious of your surroundings,
Yeah.
and keep your keys in your hand or whatever you need that can help you just in case. Just in case.
So there's a something you can get on, and it's not out of fear that I'm posting this. There's
Right.
something you can get on Amazon. It's called a hoodie, HOOTIE, and it clicks onto your purse, ladies. And if you pull it because somebody is bothering you, trying to get your purse or something, it exudes this loud, and they run away, especially
Yeah.
for us older folks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have one on my purse. Yeah, and they're worth the money, I think, just because that's going to be important.
And it's
So
not about living in fear.
no,
It's
right.
about,
And Mary, you've got a lot of anxiety, and your good friend just keeps saying, "Stay in the moment." Me, or your other another good friend of yours. All right. It's hard to do, Mary, isn't it? It's really, really hard for us to do that. There's a lot, but that's what they want. So if you
yeah,
can just say, no, I'm not going to let them get that out of me, then
staying
that's,
present.
yeah, stay calm. But it
Stay
is
present.
hard. Yeah, it's hard, hard, hard. Oh, um,
And,
all right.
you
There
know,
was one thing that was said earlier, and Jules Niner came in. We'll look at it, Jules, and that will be the last thing we'll do tonight.
okay.
Somebody, okay, so people are saying that they are had something heavy that showed up, and this weekend or over the last few days, and it just I tell you, I felt a shift last week, and I felt like it was a good shift. I really did, and it was after the breakup of the two people at the in the Washington D.C. area,
Yeah.
and then there's an awful lot of information coming out right after that about the how they programmed the voting machines, which we knew last July. I just have to tell you, Diana and I knew last July that they were doing that in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And now it's coming out, and a lot of people are saying, well, what about this? And it's like, yeah, what about it? So there's something shifting. I will say that. It's a huge shift, but it may also bring some anxiety because it isn't going to happen as fast as we like it to. Do you
Right.
think so, Diana? I don't know.
No, because we got fast moving planets and slow moving planets, and the fast ones
Uh-huh.
are connecting in these very important moments with the slow planets that are changing signs. And Venus has just gone into um,
Mm-hmm.
Cancer. Jupiter has just gone into Cancer. Sorry, not Venus. But Mercury is in Cancer and is traveling so fast. He's at 4 degrees of Cancer right now. He's going to be moving into Leo on the 8th, on the 26th. Is that what I saw?
Mm-hmm.
He moves into Leo on the 26th. Yeah. So, in all of that, it's like he's got shit he wants to get done and he's traveling.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And he's going through the sign of nurturing really fast. Before the
Mm-hmm.
summer's out, he's going to be in Leo. And before Leo's over with, he's getting ready to move on to the next sign, which is Virgo. So once he gets to Virgo, he's going to be back in a sign that he has rulership in.
Yeah.
And it's going to slow him down because it's an earth sign. And Virgo is about perfection and straightening out and being of service and
Yep.
nurturing. So we
Yep.
do have a rough summer ahead of us.
Yeah.
But
That's what we've all heard too.
Yeah.
This really starts to calm down the next year.
Yes.
I hate to say that. Yeah.
But
So
look,
I
we've
would
already
like to know.
all that Pluto and Capricorn.
Yeah.
Even
I'd
though
like to know though, Rossi, is it a heavy, it's a presence, but is it do you feel it light? Do you feel it heavy? Do you feel it, pulling, or I don't know. I just, and everybody's saying that they've got this presence,
because we are present and we know something big is coming. We've been
Yeah.
waiting for it. We've
That's
lived
right.
through Pluto being in Capricorn,
Oh,
but Pluto is retrograde right now in the very early degrees of Aquarius. So he's
okay.
still gonna get, he's not going to go that far, but he's going to get close to that Capricorn door again.
Sure.
And we got Saturn in Aries, who's going to go retrograde July 13th, Neptune on the 4th. And that means that they're going back into Pisces. So here we go again.
Right. Yep.
How long can you tread water? Noah, how long can you tread water?
So yeah, you feel the pressure. I'm sure that it's all those and maybe more even. Mary, you went to buy some dog food. You looked in an old brown bag in the basement, and the book is there by Eckhart Tolle. Time to reread it.
Things that make you go,
Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that would be a good book to read right now.
It would be a good book to read right now. All right, guys, let's get this last one. Bark Flower Remedies. That's wonderful. It's The Art of Information by Anonymous. That's true. That's coming out very soon too, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. All right. There was one more that I had here. Jules Niner just came in with something, and then we are. Well, now I can't find it, Jules. Where is it?
Uh-oh.
I'm going back. Here it is. I've had a few spinning spells today. Not sick, no temperature. Woke up Monday with a marking on my inner thigh. Sunday night, a man told me he killed them all. It's been a flipping week so far for me. Anyone else having stuff?
Oh, yeah. The spinning spells, I would look for earthquakes, volcanoes, because just because I feel them. So I understand. I think that you're feeling energies from deep within the earth. Gaia is you. That's how she reaches us. The marking on your inner thigh, now that's kind of funny because I got a little bruise on my inner thigh and I don't know how it got there.
Okay.
And the old man who told me I killed them all sounds like White Dragon. Right?
It could be. It could be. Yeah.
He's been working with it. And that's how you got the bruise.
Maybe. That could be. You have a bruise on yours too, Vicky? Oh my God. You guys.
We were all there together.
That's right. We were having a party. Wow. Well,
having a party and everyone's excited.
Yeah. Earth is getting ready. You're right, everybody. Well, I enjoyed myself a great deal. You guys were wonderful. We had just enough questions and all that stuff in the chat and dreams, and I thank you for sharing. They were wonderful dreams, really enjoyable to look at.
Yeah.
And next week I'm not sure if Terry will be back, but I know that Kelly will be back next week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Terry's because she's
in
Sedona. Yeah, I'm not sure, but if she is, she is. Yeah,
that's right. Sedona is from the 12th through the weekend, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yep. And I want to shout out to Carolyn and Peter for helping us from the chat. We love you, and we miss having you here with us. But we we love having you in the chat, so you can also weigh in for us. So thanks, everybody. Thanks to moderators. Thanks to dreamers. Carrie will be back on the 20th. Okay. So she won't be back next week, but Kelly will. All right. Anyway, everybody have a beautiful night. Okay. We'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.